everyone, welcome to my channel. On this channel I talk about fragrance, skincare, fashion and the finer things in life. And today, wow, after 4 months we're going to be talking about a fragrance, just one fragrance, and that fragrance is, I'm going to tell you right away, Nihilo Explicite. This has been the most complimented, most asked fragrance of 2023. So we are in November right now. Oh, there are less than 2 months until we wrap up this year, and this one, wow, was the star of my collection this year. Wherever I go wearing this fragrance, everyone was asking, everyone was complimenting, and they were like saying, oh my god, you smell like heaven. Me, heaven, I don't know about that, but what I know is that this fragrance is doing it, is killing it. She eats it, she is slaying, and this is it. So after 4 months, I'm just gonna be like, okay, I'm gonna get back on YouTube and I'm gonna feature this fragrance in a very short video because I think it deserves it. So if you wanna know what I feel about this fragrance, what's in this fragrance, and the feelings that I get when I use this fragrance, this video is for you. What are you gonna do? Go grab a drink. I have my Starbucks tumbler here. I'm gonna take a sip. Water to moisturize my throat. Or if you're feeling a little hungry, no problem. Go grab a snack, go grab something to eat, and come find me here. We're gonna be starting our conversation. Woo! Okay. It's been a while since my last video and I'm feeling rusty. So bear with me. We're gonna make it happen. So we are in San Francisco. I live in the marina and it is November the 5th and it is a Sunday and I'm having a severe case of Sunday blues. Whoa, there's something about this Sunday. There's this inherent sadness that comes with the day and I'm feeling that very palpable here. So I was like, okay, what am I gonna do? Am I gonna go to groceries? Am I gonna eat something? I was like, no. Let's remember Nihilo Explicite and how fabulous of a fragrance it is, and let's turn the lights on, put the iPhone XR here, and then create a small video for this baby here. This is a 100 ml bottle, and I have been using this quite frequently, and as you can see, my dent is quite visible. Let me spray this all around actually because she deserves it. And wow, come on, look at this sprayer. Nihilo, you did it. Wow, it's a beautiful sprayer and the opening is fresh. The opening is fresh and it's also spicy. The thing with this opening is that it kind of like zings you up. Whenever someone smells this opening, they're kind of like triggered. A smell that is familiar, but it's also like fresh, clean, and spicy. And you know, people like fresh, clean smells. And also the pink pepper spiciness in this fragrance kind of like alerts them and kind of like grabs their attention, which is great because that creates the compliment getting feature of this fragrance. So as this fragrance dries down, actually it dried down here because, you know, on this channel, each and every video comes in 2 different languages. One of them is in Turkish. I just filmed and actually sprayed some here on my arm and this has dried down. We're gonna get back to this. And let me spray here also. So we have everywhere Nihilo Explicite. This is an eau de parfum concentration, by the way. Yeah, the opening is very actually striking. Pink pepper spiciness with some fresh, clean vibe feelings. And as this fragrance dries down, what I'm getting is peony. There's definitely some floral aspect to it, and there's also some freshness that comes with it. This fragrance is sweet, but it's not that sweet. According to Fragrantica, I just looked actually, there's praline is listed among the notes, which I understand because there is this kind of like delicious sweetness that accompanies this floral fresh aspect of the fragrance. But also what I saw was that in the Drydown, Fragrantica says that this fragrance has vanilla, which I kind of like disagree because I think as this fragrance dries down, what I'm really getting is some sort of amber accord, and also some sort of woodiness, kind of like synthetic sandalwood. So I'm not going to be like supporting this base note of vanilla, but whatever I smell here as this fragrance dries down, it still smells so good. What I'm gonna add, actually kind of like add some musk to it. I think there is some sort of like synthetic musk base that supports this fragrance, but you know, I'm not an expert now, so don't quote me on that. This is just what I feel as this fragrance dries down on my skin. But definitely pink pepper, yes, fresh spicy opening, and then the peony, that fresh floral aspect that is gonna hit us in the middle. And as this fragrance dries down, what we are seeing here is that, you know, some sort of synthetic booty feeling with amber accord. So this is not a very this is not a fragrance with a huge longevity. It's like on my skin, it's like, you know, up to 4 hours. And you know, if I'm wearing this fragrance, I usually carry it with me, and then every 2-3 hours I refresh. I reapply this fragrance because I love the opening, and I also love how this fragrance dries down on my skin, and I also like the aura it creates around me, and apparently everyone has been liking it. In 2023, people are asking me every time when I use this fragrance, so this is it. So I was like thinking, what's special with this fragrance is, and then, you know, what makes people ask and wonder what the smell is when I wear this fragrance. So what came to my mind is, you know, we know Parfum de Marguerite Delina. I like Delina a lot, and Delina is a crowd pleaser. Definitely a compliment getter. And we also know, you know, at this point, if you're not living under a rock, Baccarat Rouge 540, and that is a huge compliment getter too. So, just take the aspects of these two fragrances, you know, imagine those fragrances when you smell them, and then we're just going to put them through Ex Nihilo's lens, and then we're going to come up with this creation. We have the aspects of those two fragrances, like the compliment getting, kind of like the young, energetic feeling of those two fragrances, and then we're just gonna like synthesize this according to Ex Nihilo's recipes. Do I think this fragrance is unique? I'm just gonna say yes, because the only other fragrance I feel like it smells like this explicit is another Ex Nihilo fragrance, which is called Gold Immortals. That is a very good fragrance as well, and I think that can be a very, like, you know, solid compliment getter too. But when I looked at the portfolio of the brand, I went with Explicit because this speaks to me much more than Gold Immortals. That, you know, sweet, fresh, floral feeling is just giving me life. So I actually did a video on Ex Nihilo when I first started my channel. Back then I lived in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, and we talked about the 5 fragrances. And ever since then, I've been trying the brand, you know. They have good fragrances. You know, Atlas Fever is a very good one too. Very luxurious, very expensive smelling sandalwood vanilla fragrance. And I actually recommended that fragrance to a couple of people. They purchased it and they are very happy. So I think there is value in this brand. I know the prices are a little questionable, they're a little expensive, but you know, in the gray market you can get a bottle of Ex Nihilo Explicit for like $220. I think this is what I did. My bottle came from fragrancenet.com. I'm so happy about my purchase. I love the smell a lot. It makes me so comfortable because, you know, I'm kind of like turning to fragrances that are easy to wear, and I have to also like the fragrance, but also, you know, I would like to be able to spray the fragrance leisurely, you know. I don't want to be like suffocating. I don't want to, like, you know, corner people, like, you know, invade their space, but I also want to be like, you know, I want the feeling of, like, you know, wearing like, you know, 6 to 10 sprays, but also I don't want to be like that person that smells so heavy. So I think this is giving me life. This is combining everything. Excellent smell. You know, I can wear this as many sprays as I want, and you know, when people smell this, they're kind of like, wow, this smells so good. So this is the whole package. This slays it. And you know, I'm just gonna be recommending this my eyes closed, and like after 4 months, my first video here on YouTube will be featuring this very fragrance, Nihilo Explicit. What I also came to realize is, we have a lot of fragrances in our collections, and we love wearing different fragrances. We have different opinions, and different fragrances. I have 3 Chanel fragrances that I wear all the time. I have powdery fragrances, I have floral fragrances. But what I came to realize is, when I'm wearing something that is powdery, or when I'm wearing something that is too floral, I think the vibe that gets to other people is kind of like vintage. It kind of like gives them kind of like an old smelling feeling. And when people realize that smell is like a little old or reminiscent of older times, I don't think those fragrances get compliments a lot. They don't get asked for. On the contrary, when we have something like this, that is young, that is like fresh, kind of like spicy, also sweet. Sweetness is also very important in getting compliments, as far as I realize that, whenever something is too dry or like too dark, it's not really liked or asked. But there's also, if there's like some sort of underlying sweetness to a fragrance, but this combined like youth, energetic feeling, like the newness, I think that fragrance nails it in the compliment department, and this is a prime example of that. So I want to know, what is the most asked complimented fragrance for you in 2023? Let me know down in the comment section. Let's keep the discussion going there. If you've been watching my channel, I am grateful. And if you subscribe, that is beautiful. That supports this channel a lot. I don't talk about fragrances that are gifted to me. I buy each and every bottle that you see on this channel with my own money. I will never ever spend my time or your time telling you all those fragrances that are sent PR or that are gifted. I don't do that on this channel. And if that's your thing, if that's some sort of refreshing thing to you, please support my channel. And I don't know when my next video will be, but I think I'm just gonna getting back into a routine when it comes to YouTube. We'll see. Well, it's been 12 minutes ever since I started this video. Thank you so much for hanging out with me. I appreciate your presence here. I'm not really like alone talking here to the walls. There are people out there watching me, and I'm grateful for that. And I cannot wait to see you at the next one. Take care, everyone.